Okay, today we're going to start the first section of chapter 4. The first section we'll be dealing with using graphs to relate two quantities. So at the end of this lesson, hopefully you can say I can represent mathematical relationships using graphs. Okay, so here's the type of problem that you're going to see. It's going to ask you something, what are the variables in the graph? Use the graph to describe how variables are related. So obviously, the two variables are given to you by our labels on our graph. So we got time and we got distance. Those are two variables. So use the graph to describe how the variables are related. So now we just simply use the graph to kind of tell the story. So since we got time and we got distance, so something like this. So for the first 3 seconds, the athlete was not moving. From 3 seconds to 11 seconds, he was moving at a constant rate. From 11 seconds to 16 seconds, he was again not moving. He came back towards the beginning for the next 2 seconds very rapidly. He stopped, and then for 2 seconds, and then again he came back towards the object for the next 5 seconds, and then he remained motionless for 4 seconds. Something like that. Hopefully that gets the idea. Sorry for saying and a lot. Okay, next one. So similar problems. So what are the variables in the graph? Use the graph to describe how the variables are related. So again, time and distance would be our variables. And again, we just want to tell a story. So it could be distance from home. So I started out away from home. I started going to my house, and then I got sidetracked. I started talking to my friend for a while on the street, and then I forgot that I had forgot to pick up my keys, so I had to go back towards the school, and then I finally got my keys, and then I ran quickly home. So something like that would be a story that goes along with it. Okay, so this one, what are the variables? How does the graph describe how the variables read? So again, our variables are oranges per acre or orange trees per acre and our oranges in thousands. So our graph would be something like this. As the orange tree per acre increase, there is a maximum number of oranges that are produced. So at 40 trees per acre, roughly, our maximum number of oranges, which is 18,000, are produced. After there are more trees per acre, our production decreases. So we could see from this graph that there's an optimal number of trees to be planted per acre to get the maximum production of oranges. Okay, so what are the variables in this graph? How are the graph describe the variables, how the variables are related? So on this one, our two variables are fruits and vegetables consumed and life expectancy. So as you can see, we could say as the fruit consumption increases, the life expectancy increases. Okay, so here's one for you to think about. So what are the variables? And use the graph to describe how the variables are related. So hopefully you could say something like the variables are cigarettes smoked per day and the life expectancy in years. And hopefully you could say that as the cigarettes smoked per day increases, your life expectancy decreases. So that is similar to the types of problems you're going to see on your assignment. So hopefully that makes sense. If it doesn't, ask some questions. And that's a wrap.